Hi, welcome to my mathematics class, class 6th, semester 2, fractions. So far in the previous videos, we have solved up to 4th problem in exercise 7.3. Now we will start with the 5th problem. This is the 5th. Find the equivalent fraction of 36 by 48 with numerator 9 and find the equivalent fraction of 36 by 48 with denominator 4. So we have to find out 36 by 48 equivalent fraction with numerator 9 divided by this one. So the product of the numerator of the first fraction and the denominator of the second fraction is equal to the product of the numerator of the second fraction and the denominator of the first fraction. That is, this product of these two is equal to product of these two. Therefore 36 into blank is equal to 48 into 9. So we will rewrite this in the form 36 into something. So 48 can be written as 12 fours are 48, 12 fours. Similarly 9 can be divided into, split into 3 into 3. Now 12 3s are 36, therefore 36. 12 3s are 36 and 4 3s are 12. Or 4 3s 12, 12 3s 36, 36 into 12. So in the left side 36 into blank is equal to 36 into 12. Comparing these two, we get that blank is equal to 12. Therefore 36 by 48 is equal to 9 by 12. 9 by 12. So the equivalent factor of 36 by 48 having 9 as the numerator is 36 by 48 is equal to 9 by 12. We will check whether this is correct or not. By cross multiplication, the product of these two is equal to the product of these two. 36 into 12 must be equal to 9 into 48. Or converting both the fractions into their simplest form. We see that you find out the products and check that they are equal. Next, simplest form of 36 by 48 is equal to, both are divided by 12, therefore 12 3s 12 4s, 3 by 2. This is the simplest form of a fraction. Similarly 9 by 8, 9 by 12. Both are divided by 3, therefore 3 3s are 9 and 3 4s. This is equal to 3. So the simplest forms of both the fractions are same, 3 by 4. Therefore, they are equal. 36 by 48 is equal to 9 by 12. Next, second bit. Find the equivalent fraction of 36 by 48 with the denominator 4. With the denominator 4. Denominator 4, numerator blank. So by cross multiplication we have 36 into 4 is equal to this blank into 48. Writing fractions or factors for 36. 36 can be divided into 9 fours. 9 fours are 36 into 4. That is equal to this blank into 48. Again 3 into 3 into 4 into 4 is equal to this blank into 48. Fourth. So 9, 48, 12. 4 into 3, 12. 12 into 4, 48. So 3 into 48. This is 3 into 48. So 3 into 48, 3 into product of these 4 3 is 12, 12 4 is 45. Therefore 3 into 45 is equal to blank into 48. So comparing these two, we get that 3 is equal to this blank, or blank is equal to 3. Therefore 36 by 48 is equal to 3 by 4. Here also we can check by multiplying, taking cross multiplication. 48 into 3 is equal to 36 into 4. You can check whether they are correct or not. Or simplifying this fraction into its simplest form, 36 by 48. You can divide both the numerator and denominator by 12. 12 is a common factor for both. So 36 divided by 12 is 3. 48 divided by 12 is 4. Therefore this is 4. So this fraction is also 4. So we are correct. So going to the next problem, sixth one. Check whether the given fractions are equivalent. Fractions are equivalent. Check whether the given fractions are equivalent. First one is 5 by 9 and 30 by 54. 5 by 9 and 30 by 54. We have to check whether they are equivalent, whether they are equal. The first method is 5 by 9 is in its simplest form. We cannot simplify it further because both have common factor only 1. 1 is only the common factor. No other common factors are there for 5 by 1. Therefore this is in its simplest form. Next 30 by 54. We will convert it into its simplest form. So we will divide it by 2 first. 2 is a factor. So 30 divided by 2 by 54 divided by 2 is equal to 15 divided by 2 4s are 2 2s are 4, 2 2s are 4, 1 2 7s. Now both are divided by 3. 3 is a common factor both for both 15 and 27. Therefore again dividing 15 by 3 and 27 divided by 3, we get 3 5s are 15 and 3 9s are 27. Therefore 5 by 9 is the simplest form. 5 by 9 is the simplest form of 30 by 54. Therefore these two are equivalent. So converting both of them into the simplest forms and check whether they are correct or they are equal, we can check like that. And the other one is using the cross products. If the product of the numerator of the second one and the denominator of the first fraction is equal to the product of the numerator of the first and the denominator of the second one are equal, then they are said to be equal. So product, first we will take these two products. 30 into 9. 30 into 9 is equal to 9 3 is 27, 270. And we will take this one. 5 into 54 is equal to 4, 5 4s 20, 5 5s 25 plus 2, 27. So the products, cross product was equal. Therefore, the two fractions are equivalent fractions. Again, there is another method, finding highest common factor and dividing both the numerator and the denominator. Finding the highest common factor. So highest common factor of 30 and 54. First we have to find out the highest common factor. To simplify it, to convert it into simplest form. Highest common factor means we have to write the factors of 30 and 54. 30 factors are 1, 2, 3, 4 is not a factor, 5, 6, 10 and 30. 15 is also a factor. For 54, 1, 2, 3, 4 is not a factor, 5 is not a factor, 6 is a factor, 9, 6, so 6 is a factor. Next, like that. Next, 5 is not a factor, 10 is not a factor, 11 is not a factor, 12 is a factor, 12 to 48, 12 is not a factor, 13 may be a factor, 13, 4, 5, 4, no, 13 is not a factor, 14 is not a factor. So next 54 is a factor. So common factors 1, 1, 2, 2, 3, 3. 5 is not common in both. 6 and 6. 6 is the highest common factor. Above 6 there is no common factors for both the number. So 6 is the highest common factor. We divide both 30 and 54 by 6. Highest common factor. 30 divided by highest common factor HCF is 6 divided by 54 divided by 6. So 30 divided by 6 is 5 and 54 divided by 6 is 9. 6 9s are 54. Therefore 5 by 9. So 5 by 9 and 30 by 54 is equal to 5 by 9. So both of them are equivalent fractions. This is also the second method only, simplest form. So we have converted them into simplest form in two ways. One is dividing with factors, the other is dividing with the highest common factor. Okay. Next, going to the second problem, B. That is, B is 3 by 10, 12 by 50. Check whether the two fractions are equivalent. 3 by 10 and 12 by 50. So first easiest method we will do, taking cross multiplications. That is 3 into 50 is equal to. We will find out 3 into 50. 3 5s are 50, 150. Next 12 into 10, 120. These are not equal. Therefore, these two factors are not equivalent. The factors are not equivalent. We will do in the other form also. This is 3 by 10 is in its simplest form. Simplest form. Because there are no common factors except 1. For 3 and 10, no common factors except 1. Therefore, this is a simplest form. Next, 12 by 50, there are common factors. 2 is a common factor. So we will divide 12 by 50, both numerator and denominator, into by 2. So divided by 2. 12 divided by 2, 6. 50 divided by 2, 25. 6 and 25 have no common factors. Factors of 6 is 2, 3, 6. For 25, 5. 5, 25, 1. Therefore, this is in the simplest form. Therefore, the first is 3 by 10 and the second is 6 by 20. Therefore, these two factors are not equivalent. Then we will go to 7th problem. In the 7th problem, reduce the following fractions into simplest form. Converting the fractions into their simplest form. Reduce the following fractions into their simplest form. Simplest form, number 1, 48 by 60. Number 2, 150 by 60. Number 3, 84 by 98. Number 4, 12 by 52. Next, number 5, 7 by 28. 7 by 28. Reducing into their simplest form. Reduce into their simplest form. Simplest form. So first we take first one, 48 by 60. 48 by 60. Both are divided by 2. Both are divided by 2. Therefore, we will divide numerator and denominator by 2. We will divide both the numerator and denominator by 2. 48 by 2, 24. And 60 by 2, 30. Again they are divisible. They have common factor 3. Therefore, we will divide it 24 divided by 3, 30 divided by 3. 24 divided by 3 is 8. 8 3s are 24. Therefore, this is 8. 30 divided by 3, 10. Again, they have a common factor 2. So, we will divide both the numerator and the denominator by 2. 8 divided by 2, 4. 10 divided by 2, 5. So, 4 and 5 have no common factors except 1. Therefore, 4 by 5 is the simplest form of a fraction. Therefore, the simplest form of 48 by 60 is 4 by 8. This is one method, dividing their with their common factors. And there is another method, finding HCF of 48 and 60 and dividing both the numerator and denominator with the HCF, we get the simplest form of the fraction. HCF, highest common fraction. Highest common fraction. So first we will find the factors, highest common factor. HCF means highest common factor. First we will find the factors of 48. See, factors of 48. Factors of 48. 1 is a factor of all. Next, as it is an even number, 2 is a factor. And 3 is also a factor because the sum of the two numbers is 12. 12 is divided by 3. Therefore, 3 is a factor. Next, 4 is a factor. 48 is divided by 4. 4 12s. 4. And it is 5 is not a factor because in the ones place it is not 0 or 5. Therefore, 5 is not a factor. 6 is a factor because 2 and 3 are factors. So 6 is also a factor. 7. Is 7 a factor? 7, no. 7 is not a factor. 8 is a factor because 4 and 2 are factors. 8 is also a factor. 9 is not a factor, 10 is not a factor, 11 is not a factor, 12 is a factor again. 12 fours are 48. 13 is not a factor, 14 is not a factor, 15 is not a factor, 16 is not a factor, 8 to 16 is a factor, 16 3s 16 is a factor, 17, 18, next 24, 48, like this. These are all the factors. We have to factorize 48. There is a method to factorize 48. We have to going on splitting. Now we will write the factors of 60. 1 is a factor of all, and it is a even number. 2 is a factor, and 3 is a factor because the sum 6 and 0, sum of 6 and 0 is 6, is divided by 3, therefore 3 is a factor. And 4 is also a factor because 4 ones are 4, 4 5s are 20. 4 is a factor, 5 is a factor, 6 is a factor, 7 is not a factor, 8 is not a factor, 9 is not a factor, 10 is a factor, 11, 12 fives, 12 is a factor, 13 no, 14 no, 15 is a factor, 15 fours, 15 is a factor, 30 is a factor, 60 is a factor. So now we have to observe the common factors. 1 is common in both, 2 is common, 3 is common, 4 is common. Next 6 is common, 8, 12, 16, 12 is common, 12, 16, 24. So which is the highest common factors? These are all the common factors, 1, 2, 3, 4, 6 and 12. So among these common factors, the highest one is 12. 12 is the highest common factor. Therefore, we will divide both the numerator and denominator of this fraction by 12. Then 48 divided by 12 by 60 divided by 12. So this is equal to 48 divided by 12, 4, 60 divided by 12, 5. Therefore 4 by 5 is the simplest form because 4 and 5 have no common factors except 1. 1 only the common factor. Such fraction is called the simplest form of the fraction. Therefore 48 by 60 is equal to 4 by 8. The simplest form of 48 by 60 is 4 by 5. Thus we can do in 2 methods. Now we can check whether these two are correct or not by cross multiplication. By cross multiplication, as this is the simplest form of this is the simplest form of this fraction, these two are equivalent. Therefore 48 by 60 is equal to 4 by 5. So the cross products must be equal. 48 into 5 must be equal to 60 into 4. So 60 into 4, 6 fours are 24, 240. 5 eights are 40, 5 fours 20, plus 4, 24. Equal. Therefore our answer is equal. Next, going to the next one, 150 by 60. Number 2. 150 by 60. Both are divided by 10. So 150 divided by 10 by 60 divided by 10. That is equal to 15 by 6. Again 15 and 6 are divided by 3. Common factor. 15 divided by 3 by 6 divided by 3. 15 divided by 3 is 5. 6 divided by 3 is 2. 5 by 2. Simplest form of this factor. 150 by 60 is equal to 5 by 2. The simplest form of 150 by 60 is equal to 5 by 2. This is an improper fraction. Numerator is greater than the denominator. This is also an improper fraction. Numerator is greater than the denominator. Now we can check whether it is correct or not by checking the cross products. As 150 by 60 is equivalent to 5 by 2, the cross products. 5 into 60, 5 into 60, 6 5 is 30, 0 300. 150 into 2, 300. Both are equal. Therefore, our answer is correct. The simplest form of this fraction is 5 by 2. It's correct. You can check like this. Next we will go to the third one, 84 by 98. C. 84 by 98. 98. 84 by 98. Now we will simply divide both of them by 2, as both the numbers are even, they are divided by 2. Therefore 84 divided by 2 by 98 divided by 2. This is 42 by 2 fours are 8, 2 9s. Now what is the common factor of 42 and 49? 3 is not a common factor because 49 is not divisible by this, but 7 is a common factor. 7 5s are 35, 7 6 are 42, 7 7s are 49. So dividing both by 7, 42 divided by 7 and 49 divided by 7, that is 6 by 7 sevens, 6 by 7. So it is the simplest form of the fraction because only 1 is its common factor. So the simplest form of 84 by 98 is equal to 6 by 8. You can check whether it is correct or not. 84 by 98. So multiply these two and again multiply these two. See that they will be equal. So we will go to next E. Next DD. 12 by 52. 12 by 52. D. We will solve this problem in another method. Finding HCF, highest common factor of both the numerator and denominator, and dividing both the numerator by the denominator by their HCF, we get the simplest form. Another method. So, highest common factor. So, first we will write the factors of 12 and 52 separately. 1, 2, 3 is a common factor, 3 is a factor of 12, 4 is a factor of 12, 5 is not, 6 is a factor of 12, 7 is not, 8 is not a factor, 9 is not a factor, 10 is not a factor, 11 is not a factor, 12 is a factor. Here 1 is a factor, 2 is a factor, 3, 5, 2, 3 is not a factor because the sum 5 plus 2 is 7 is not divided by 3. Therefore, it is not 3 is not a factor. A number is divided by 3 only when the sum of the digits of the number is divisible by 3. Here the sum of the digits of the number 5 plus 2, 7. 7 is not divisible by 3. Therefore, 52 is not divisible by 3. So, 3 is not a factor of 52. Next. 4 is a factor because 4 ones 4 3s 4. 5 is not a factor. 6 is not a factor. 7 not a factor. 8 not a factor. 9 not a factor. 10, 11, 12 is not a factor. 13 may be a factor. 4, 13, 4, 3 is 12, 4 is 4. 13 is a factor. So we don't need the other higher factors because here we have only 12. The highest factor is 12. So here common factors 1, 2 and 4. 1, 2 and 4. So which is the highest common factor? 1 is common factor, 2 is a common factor, 4 is also a common factor. No other common factors are there. Therefore, 4 is the highest common factor. 4 is the highest common factor of 12 and 52. Therefore, we will divide this number, numerator and denominator, by their highest common factor divided by 4. 12 divided by 4, 3. 52 divided by 4, 13. Here. 52 divided by 4 is equal to 13. Therefore, the simplest form of this fraction is 3 by 13. To check whether it is correct or not, we will take the cross products. 52 into 3. 3 to 6, 3 5 6. 13 into 12. 12 3 is 39. 12 3 is 36. 12 1 is 12 plus 3, 50. So 156, 156. So they are correct. Therefore, simplest form 3 by 13 is correct. Next, we go to the last one. 7 by 28. Yeah. 7 by 28. 7 has no factors. 7 has factors 1 and 7 itself. 28 has some factors 1, 2, 4, 7. 28. So factors of 7 are 1 and 7. Factors of 28 are 1, 2, 4. Is 4 a factor? No, 4 sevens. Okay. 4, 7, 28. So 1 common factor, 7 common factor. So which is the highest common factor? 7. Highest common factor 7. Common factors are 1 and 7. The highest common factor is among these higher, greatest 7. Therefore, we will divide both the numerator and the denominator by 7. 28 divided by 7. That is equal to 7 divided by 7, 1. And 28 divided by 7, 4. So, the simplest form of 7 by 28 is 1 by 4. We can check whether it is correct. 7 by 28. Equivalent factors. Therefore, the cross products must be equal. 28 into 1, 28. 7 into 4, 28. So, our answer is correct. Thus, we can solve some of the problems in 2 ways and some in 3 ways also. Thus, we can convert a fraction into simplest form and we can check whether 2 fractions are correct or not there. In all this, to recheck or to see whether the problem is correct or not, we can use cross product rule. If 2 fractions are equal, the cross products are equal. That is, the product of numerator of the first fraction and the denominator of the second fraction is equal to the product of numerator of the second fraction and the denominator of the first fraction. So that is the rule. So we will conclude, go to this lesson once again and come to the next class. Okay.